Leviticus chapter 4. Vayidabber Yahweh el Moshe lemor, and Yahweh worded to Moshe, saying, Dabber el bnei Yisrael lemor, word thou to the sons of Yisrael, saying, Nefesh ki tehata bishagaga mikol mitzvot Yahweh atar lo te'ashana. A soul, if it should sin in inadvertence from any of the commands of Yahweh about something which should not be done, or some things which should not be done. Wa'asha me'ahad mehenna, and it should do, the soul should do from one from these. Im hakohen hamashiach yehta lathamat ha'am. If the anointed priest should sin for the culpability of the people, or unto the culpability of the people, وهقريب على حتى أترحتا par ben bakar tamim ليهوه لحتات. Also he shall bring on account of his sin which he sinned a bullock, the son of the herd, a complete one, a perfect one to Yahweh, for a sin offering. وهبيه اتهبر el petah ohel moed lifnei Yahweh. وسامك اتيادو على روش هبار وشاحت اتهبر لفني Yahweh. And he shall bring the bullock to the door of the tent of appointment before Yahweh, and he shall lean his hand upon the head of the bullock, and he shall slay the bullock before Yahweh. ולקח הכהן המשיח מדם הפר, והביא אותו אל אוהל מועד, and the anointed priest shall take from the blood of the bull, and he shall bring it to the tent of appointment. وَتَابَ الْحَكُّهِنْ الْإِثْبَاعُ بَالدَّمِ, and the priest shall dip his finger in the blood. وَهِزَّا مِنْ هَدَّامِ شَبْعَ پَعَامِيمِ لِپْنَيَهُ, and he shall sprinkle from the blood 7 times before Yahweh. Et pene paroket hakodesh, before the faces of the veil of the holiness, the sanctuary. V'natan hakohen min hadam al karnot midbah ketoret hasamim lipnei Yahweh. And the priest shall give upon the horns of the altar of incense of the spices, the altar of the incense of the spices before Yahweh, atar ba'ohel mo'ed, which is in the tent of appointment, where et kol dam hapar yeshapok el yesod mizbah ha'olah atar petah ohel mo'ed, and all the blood of the bullock he shall pour out to the foundation of the altar of the ascending offering, which is at the door of the tent of appointment. Where the kol heleb par hatat yarim mimenu, and all the fat of the bullock of the sin offering he shall heave from it. Et ha-heleb hamkase ala haqarb. The fat covering upon the inside. وَيَتَّ كُلَّ هَحْلِبْ أَطْرَ عَلَى هَقَرْبْ. And all the fat which is upon the inside. وَيَتَّ ثَتَّ هَقْلَايُوتْ. And the two kidneys وَيَتَّ هَحْلِبْ أَطْرَ عَلَيْهِمْ أَطْرَ عَلَى هَقْسَالِيمْ. And the fat which is upon them, which is upon the loins. وَإِتْهَيُّتَرَتْ عَلَى هَكَّابِدْ. And the long lobe upon the liver, عَلَى هَكَّلَايُوتْ يَسِيرَنَا. Upon the kidneys he shall remove it, or with the kidneys he shall remove it. كَاتَرَ يُورَمْ مِثُورَ ذَبَحْ هَشَّلَامِيمْ. Like what was heaved from the ox of the sacrifice of peace, sacrifice of the peace offerings. And he shall smoke them, the priest shall, upon the altar of the ascending offering. With the or hapar, and the skin of the bullock, with the kol basharo, and all its flesh, al rosho, al kara'ayu, upon its head and upon its legs, وقربو وبرشو, and its inside and its dung, وهوشي كل هبار الميحوث لمحنا المقوم الطاهور الشبك هدشن. And he shall bring out all the bull to the outside to the camp, the outside for the camp, to a clean place, to the pouring of the ashes, or the ash, the place of the pouring of the ash. وَشَارَبْهُ عَلَى عِشِيمْ بَائِشْ. And he shall burn it upon timbers in the fire, or by means of the fire. عَلَى الشَّبَكَ هَدَّشًا يِشَارِبْ. Upon the place of the ash he shall burn it, or it shall be burnt. وَهِمْ كُلَّ عَدَةَ يِشْرَائِيل يِشْغُو. And if all the congregation of Yisrael should err, وَنَعْلَمَ دَابَرْ مَعَنِي حَقَّهَالْ, and a word be hidden from the eyes of the assembly, وَعَاشُوا أَحَدْ مِكُّلْ مِثْوَوْتِ يَهْوَ أَتَرَ لُوهَ تَعَاشَنَا وَهَاثَمُوا. And they effectuate one from all the commands of Yahweh, of which some things should not be done, and they become culpable. وَنُودَعَ هَحَتَاتْ. And the sin become known, أَتَرْحَاتُ عَلَيْهَا, by which they sinned according to it. وَهِقْرِبُوا حَقَّهَا لَبَرْبِنَ بَقَرْ لَحَتَّاتْ. And the congregation, they shall bring a bullock, the son of the herd, for a sin offering. وَهَبِيهُ لِبْنِ أَهْلِ مَوْعِدْ. And they shall bring it before the tent of appointment. وَسَامَكُوا ذِقْنِ هَاعِدَ إِتْ يَدَيْهِمْ عَلَى رُوشَ هَبَّارْ لِبْنِ يَهْوَ. And the elders of the congregation shall lean their hands upon the head of the bullock before Yahweh. وَشَاهَدْ إِتْهَبَّارْ لِبْنِ يَهْوَ. And he shall slay the bullock before Yahweh. وهبي HaKohen HaMashiach Middam Hapar, and the anointed priest shall bring from the blood of the bullock El Ohel Moed to the tent of appointment. V'taval HaKohen et ba'o min hadam, and the priest shall dip his finger from the blood v'hizah sheb'a pa'amim lipneya ve'et pnei haparoket, and he shall sprinkle 7 times before Yahweh, before the faces of the veil. V'min hadam yitena al qarnot hamidbeh atara lipnei Yahweh atara ba'ohel mo'ed, and from the blood shall be given upon the horns. From the blood he shall give upon the horns of the altar, which is before Yahweh, which is in the tent of appointment. That's the golden altar of incense. Where at the kol hadam yishapok el yesod midbah ha'olam ha'olah atar petah ohel mo'ed, and all the blood he shall pour to the foundation of the altar of the ascending offering. That's the bronze altar out the front, which is at the entrance of the tent of appointment. Ve'et kol helabo yarim mimenu v'hiqter hamidbeha, and all its fat he shall heave up from it, and he shall smoke to the altar, that is the same bronze altar. Wa'ashalapar, and he shall effectuate for the bullock Katar asha lapar lapar hatat ken ya'ashalo, like what he effectuated for the bullock of the sin offering, thus he shall effectuate for it. V'kiper alehem hakohen v'nisalah lahem, and the priest shall atone for them, and it shall be forgiven for them. V'hoshti et hapar el mihut lamahane v'sharap hoto kater sharap et hapar harishon, and he shall bring out the bullock to the outside for the camp, and he shall burn it like as he burnt the bullock, the first bullock. A sin offering of the congregation or the assembly it is. When a prince should sin. Wa'asha ahat mikol mitzvot Yahweh Elohai atar Elohe te'ashana bishagaga wa'athem, and he effectuate one from all of the commands of Yahweh his God, which they should not be done by inadvertence, and he become culpable. Or his sin be made known to him, in which he sinned. et korbano she'ir izim dachar tamim, also he shall bring his offering, a goat of the female goats, a male complete, a male without blemish. Wasamach yado al rosh hashair, and he shall lean his hand upon the head of the goat. Washahato b'makom atar yeshahat, et ha'olah lifnei Yahweh, and he shall slay it in the place where they slay the ascending offering before Yahweh. Hata'atahu, a sin offering it is. V'laqah hakohen midam ha'atat be'etaba'o, and the priest shall take from the blood of the sin offering by means of his finger. V'natan al qaranot midbah ha'olah, and he shall give upon the horns of the altar of the ascending offering. Mo yishapok el yisod midbah ha'olah, and its blood he shall pour out to the foundation of the altar of ascending offering. Kol helabo yaqatir hamidbeha, and all its fat he shall smoke to the altar. Kehelebedebah hashalamim, like the fat of the sacrifices, of the sacrifice of the peace offerings. And the priest shall atone for him from his sin, and it shall be forgiven for him. And if one soul should sin by inadvertence from the people of the land, ba'ashotah ahatamim mithawot Yahweh ataralohete ashana wathem, in its effectuating one from the commands of Yahweh, by which they should not be effectuated, and he become culpable. Or his sin is made known to him which he sinned. Then he shall bring his offering, a goat of the female goats, a perfect female, on account of his sin which he sinned. And he shall lean his hand upon the head of the sin offering, and he shall slay the sin offering in the place of the ascending offering. And the priest shall take from her blood by means of his finger. And he shall give upon the horns of the altar of the ascending offering. And all her blood he shall pour out to the foundation of the altar. And all her fat he shall remove. As how he removed the fat from upon the sacrifice of the peace offerings. And the priest shall burn it, smoke it to the altar for an aroma of assuagement for Yahweh. And the priest shall atone for him. and it shall be forgiven him. ومكبش يابي قربانو لحطات. And if a lamb he shall bring his offering for a sin offering. نقيبا تميما يبيهنا. A perfect female he shall bring it. وسامك اتيادو على روش هحطات. And he shall lean his hand upon the head of the sin offering. وشاحت أوتاه لحطات. And he shall slay it for a sin offering. بمقوم أتر يشحت إتها علا. In the place where he slay the ascending offering. ولاقه هكوهن مدمها حطات بإتباعه. And the priest shall take from the blood of the sin offering by means of his finger. وناتن على قرنوت مذبح هؤلاء. And he shall give upon the horns of the altar of the ascending offering. ويتكل دامه يشبوك إليسود همذبح. And all her blood he shall pour to the foundation of the altar. وتكل حلبا ياسير. And all her fat he shall remove. كادر يسر حلبها كشب مذبح هشلاميم. Like that he removed the fat of the lamb from the sacrifice of the peace offerings. وهقتير هكوهن وطام همذبح على إشي يهوه. And he shall smoke up, the priest shall burn up them to the altar upon the fire offerings of Yahweh. وكبر علي وهكوهن على حطاته أطرحته ونسلح له. And the priest shall atone for him on account of his sin which he hath sinned, and it shall be forgiven for him.